Hello, everybody. Again, we are here with your show, What in the Health? And we are actually loaded with information, and we're going to make sure that we got everything in place because we're excited about the new changes on the Medicare plans coming up. Today, we have Aline Sam with me in the cabin. How are you, Aline? Good morning.
I'm good. Good morning, everybody. How are you, George?
Good. Excited about you visiting us again.
Thank you.
Visiting us again, and basically, bringing information that we have for everybody that is, in need of, all those details that basically are important whenever we're looking for a plan or those benefits that they're in need for. So today we're going to pretty much talk a little bit about what's coming next. We are excited because we're already having here and there sneak peeks about what's coming for the new year under the Medicare season, which is AEP, the annual enrollment period.
Ooh.
For those actually in the live video, every year from October 15 till December 7, we do have the major Medicare season, which is basically every single body that is looking for a new plan or perhaps evaluating their benefits. They will have the opportunity to check those options and also have the opportunity to change if they in case that they need. So let's jump into business, Aline. So explain to us, what is the annual enrollment period and how important it is for everybody that have Medicare to take action during these 7 weeks that they're coming up.
Okay, so like George said, annual enrollment period is between October 15th through December 7th, and is extremely important because just like your health changes, so do plans. They change and they offer more benefits. So what plan might work for you in like 2021, it might be different from 2023 because they offer maybe more coverage on dental, vision, hearing, and maybe like cheaper copays.
Absolutely.
So you don't have to pay as much to see your specialist or for your prescription drugs.
And one of the most, let's say, for example, exciting parts of the new season that I like, everybody understood that a couple years ago we have the big hit because of COVID, and we still actually recovering for all that sequels that everybody have to go through, either not being able to have a good care for the doctors or not being able to have a good prescription drug plan because they couldn't have the opportunity to have an agent. Mm-hmm. It is now available for mm-hmm. every single body that is looking for a plan to either have again a face-to-face agent and also getting in front of somebody that will guide them through every single step of the process. I'm excited about the benefits because they're new mm-hmm. in the market, especially in our mm-hmm. area, in Houston market area. Yeah. And the fact that we have these strong relationships with all the clinics that are dedicated for the seniors, okay? Are going to bring that more value for every single body that is looking for plans. Now, AEP, AEP is 3 letters that most of the time we insurance agents understand the concept, the meaning. But what exactly is the whole purpose of these 7 weeks every single year? Like we said, well, AEP again, October 15th till December 7th. My mom, my grandmother is going to have tons of letters, tons of phone calls. Yeah. But one of the biggest factor per se is if you're happy, content, and satisfied with the plan that you have, you don't have to do nothing.
That is
because as long as you're complete on every single services that they have. Annual enrollment period is not a season of change. Annual enrollment period is that window of time of 7 weeks that everybody will have that opportunity to evaluate options mm-hmm. because either they don't have XYZ benefit available in their current plan and they're looking to have that. However, some of the times, whatever plans they have right now might be exactly the best option compared to the new plan. Why? Mm-hmm. Because we have to consider whenever we are in a change season or enrollment season, like in the Medicare arena, okay, members have to understand that they have to change everything. Not just your doctor, not just your medication, but every single pointer on their Medicare plan. Example, if a member is receiving, let's say, meals delivered to the house, if a member is receiving services from a person that take care of them because they have provider services, all those little details and changes will affect them in the long run in case that they do a change for the new year. That's what is very important to understand, that the annual enrollment period, guys, is not a change season. It is actually a window of 7 weeks where everybody will have the opportunity to evaluate their plan, consider those benefits that they're looking to get, and also check and see if that medication that they're paying a lot of money right now will be suitable for a different plan with a different plan at a lower copayment. So, but also, Aline, tell us about what are those programs or assistance services that the members or seniors can get whenever they cannot afford for service. Because, we have to understand that Medicare seniors are living on a fixed income every month. Some of them pretty much with the minimum, okay? So what do they do whenever they cannot afford for services?
Well, they can get a program called Medicare Savings program, which is provided through the state. This is for people with low income, and if they need help like on payments with like premiums, co-payments, deductibles, all that, they lower the rates of that. So it will make it like more affordable for elders to have their plan.
Gotcha. Yeah. Now, one thing that I want to, expand on your comment, Aline, is this, okay? So sometimes elderly, especially the elder population that are living again on a fixed income, or they're living pretty much with the minimum because again, check to check, right? They have to figure it out how they're gonna do to get the food in the table or the medications right next to their bed, right? Yeah. So for those folks that are actually in certain brackets of income that, get every month per se, because they don't work, because they didn't have enough Medicare tax retirements whenever they finish working, they retired, the money that they get every month is specific. Those folks will be able to qualify for benefits through our state. Our great state of Texas have, services available for the seniors, or people that are in low income, that are called the Medicare Savings Program, also known as the Medicaid for the elderly. Okay, so for those folks, again, those benefits are available. And yes, you have to qualify based on your income, based on your needs, based on tons of special circumstances, because there's going to be, the truth is, some people will not be able to afford services if they basically use their money directly and strictly for those services. They will not be able to eat. For those folks, are the program, the Medicare Savings Program, it is available at any time. If you happens to have anybody or knowing anybody that is struggling right now, okay, and don't know what to do or where to go or who to call,
I can help you apply.
There you go. I was going to say that because our agents, specifically, any agent should be able to offer those tools to anybody that comes across to say, hey, I only make $600-700 a month. I cannot afford my insulin medication. I heard that I could get Medicaid, but I'm old to get Medicaid. Do I have any options? People get confused because they think Medicaid is only for children. Yeah. But Medicaid for the elderly has a specific name, which is the Medicare Savings Program. And those applications, believe it or not, is at 29 pages where you will have to answer certain things. And believe it or not, one major mistake or one little mistake can delay that process, can delay basically to get those benefits applied. Okay, so, but also, Aline, talk about the people that have issues paying for the medications because they have high co-payments or the medications they take are not available. What would be the way to go for those folks that cannot afford their drugs?
Yeah, so basically, the government has something called low income subsidy, also known as extra help. And that helps pay for the Part D, which is prescription drug coverage. And for elders who can't really afford the prescription drugs, it does lower the cost by a ton. Usually, there's like 4 levels to it, so you can get like 100%. You can qualify for any of those, and it will help lower the cost of the prescription drugs.
Depending the circumstances.
Yeah, depending on your income.
And the circumstances and the income, the extra help, the LIS, the low income subsidy will be a resource for people that are paying for a lot of money for medications, okay? And also for people that are facing the penalty.
Yeah.
This program will avoid that penalty 100% as long as they can maintain that eligibility. Okay, and sometimes I like to rephrase these because sometimes, believe it or not, until this day, there's still people out there
Who
paying a lot of money
because they don't know what's out there, and that's that's what we're here for. I love meeting like clients, and they're just like, oh, I'm so confused, why is like all my costs so expensive and everything like that. And like I love to help to be able to guide them through that and be like, these are the programs the state has for you and that you can apply for, and you might qualify, and it will at the end of the day, like annually, save you a ton of money.
Yeah. And that's what I was about to say. Like there's still people that are eager to get this information. There's still people that don't know what are the options available for them. They believe, what they see on the TV, what they hear at their friends or neighbors.
Yeah.
But what they don't understand is that every single body's needs are different, and not everybody will be pretty much based on the same plan, the same eligibility, because believe it or not because you have diabetes and I don't have diabetes, you are going to be excluded for certain benefits because I don't have diabetes. It is a matter of finding that information and finding those programs available for them. So we already talked about, like I said, we understand whenever somebody is on Medicare, okay? By the way, who qualify for Medicare?
People who qualify for Medicare are usually elders. You have to be over the age of 65, or if you have a qualifying disability, you can also be enrolled into a Medicare plan.
Okay, but so if, for example, I am younger than 65, I am 39 years old, and I qualify for Medicare because XYZ disability, will I be able to qualify for these programs through the state and these programs through the government?
Yes, sir.
What, right? Yes. Yes, because again, these programs are available specifically for people under the eligibility or coverage of Medicare, okay? And if your income pretty much relate with those limits per se, we will be able to cover that. Now, how important is for everybody to at least once a year to evaluate their benefits or their plan, Aline?
It's super important. Like I said, your health changes every year, and, you might miss out on the new benefits that come out with every new AEP. So it is really important because you might not have like a high blood pressure like the year before, but then you might be diagnosed with it, and then you want to have the right coverage to cover those drugs. So I believe it's very important. Like George said earlier, there's no pressure in you changing your plans. Like as agents, we don't want to pressure you. We just want to find out what fits your needs and your health needs, to make sure that you're covered at the end of the day. So usually whenever I meet with a client, they never feel pressure from me. I'm only here to help you overlook the plans.
Yeah.
There's no need to like, hey, like I don't want to force them to change, but I do want to show them like what options are available out there, because I feel like there's not a lot of information out there, and there's misinformation, or they get confused about certain things. But yeah, like it's really important just to check. Like it's like your annual checkup. Like it's very important to see what is out there, because there could be better.
Yeah, and one thing about your comment, Aline, is like also you guys have to make sure you talk to the right people.
Yeah.
You guys have to make sure that you have the information, okay, from a good, reliable source. Don't go by the 1-800 number that shows in your TV while you're watching television. Don't go by the little card or postcard that you receive in the mail because it's saying that you're going to get over $1,000 a year back into your Social Security check. Absolutely, you can get over $1,000 a year if you qualify for these programs. But sometimes these tactics, these techniques of marketing mislead the members to change with something that they're not actually feasible for them because they are under the impression that because they want that extra money back into their Social Security check, they need to change XYZ for them to have these services. Sometimes, believe it or not, those little solutions per se, okay, are more expensive than the reality. And that's what is very important that you guys rely. I had a call, I think it was a couple days ago or last week, I don't remember. A lady called me asking me some questions. Thank God for the Facebook Live and for the podcast that we promote in our social media. This lady called me, Hispanic lady, I feel it broke my heart because she said her mom was paying $160 a month, okay, for a medication that is generic for blood pressure, for high blood pressure.
Yeah.
So I said, something must be wrong because what's going on? And she said, well, I have a plan and I went to the pharmacy. Now they don't want to take my plan and they want $167 for my mom's blood pressure medication. I went to visit this lady and I came to find out she never had a plan. She was on traditional medication. She turned 65. She was 68. She makes $600 a month, okay? And the only thing she had was a state program, which is known, everybody knows, the Gold Card, okay? The Gold Card expired, okay? After you turn 65 and you are eligible on Medicare, those little programs that you have through the state goes away. So she was lucky because after age 65, she was continue getting the co-payments with that state program known as the Gold Card. But then eventually the pharmacy find out that that was not a way possible to continue providing their medication, so they want the retail cost, right? So came to find out the lady will qualify for Medicaid. She was happy to know basically that it will be an alternative. For now, she was put on a plan with a zero premium where basically she will only have to worry about the penalty for now. But as soon as this Medicaid program, this LIS application that I help her run the application for kicks in, she will not have to worry about anything. And that's one of the main things that we do this, because sometimes people, because of the lack of information, get into these problems, get into these situations that $167 for a medication that costs cents for people that have a Medicare plan. Imagine how hurtful would be to pay $167 for a blood pressure medication when your check is $600. That is insane.
Yeah.
And people pay that because they think that's the only alternative. And sometimes, actually, the most radical situation is like, I don't want to pay for that. And then their health deteriorates and their health decline, and they start getting more to the hospital, more with the doctors, and they getting more conditions that at the end of the day will cost more money. And for them to be able to afford is important, to get with an expert, to get with an agent, with a local agent, with somebody like Aline, like myself, like Aline, that will be able to walk you through the options and alternatives to get them to the next level, for them to get their medications, for them to get their doctors, for them to be able to cover whatever hospital they want to go. Aline, so I heard that you're going to have an event coming soon, if it's not this month or next month. Can you give us a little details about those events that you have coming up, please? Maybe
Yes,
seniors
of
in your
course.
area will be able to swing by and say hi.
Okay, so I will be hosting a Medicare 101. Basically, what that is an educational event for those seniors who are unaware or uninformed about Medicare. It's basically the teaching you the steps of Medicare, the foundation, and what it is. So it is very important for people to come out and learn about Medicare, what it's all about, just so you don't get so confused in the process, and don't let anyone take advantage of you. So if someone tries to maybe plan switch you and they talk about maybe deductibles or the Part B penalty or stuff like that. Like you're able to navigate your way out of it so they don't take advantage of you.
Or the famous thing is like, oh, you gotta change.
Yeah,
you
or try to make you do a plan switch.
You got to change because that's the only way you're gonna have XYZ approved in your plan. That is not the reason, and that's actually one of the good initiatives because Medicare 101s or the seminars that we call are important tools for those looking for those information. And whenever we do host these seminars and these Medicare 101s, we provide with that information at a no cost. We don't have a cost. We don't have a cost. We provide these services, we provide this information without the member having to worry about a fee or having to have somebody that will charge them for certain services.
Yeah.
We don't have that.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Aline, and what is the date? You didn't say the date and where we will be this hosted.
It will be August 1st.
Okay.
Hosted in the Cypress area off 290 at my donut shop. It's Southern Made Donuts. So we will be doing this after hours. So if y'all are interested and want to learn more about Medicare, please come. I will be sending out flyers and I'll have some business cards if you do want to talk about Medicare maybe after the seminar. That would be awesome. But yeah.
It is going to be a great initiative. Again, if you are in the Cypress area and you happens to have questions about your plan, give us a call. Give Aline a call. What is your phone number in case they want to get in touch with you, Aline?
My phone number is 713-377-0378. I'm also on social media, www.facebook.com/insurance with Aline. And then I'm also on Instagram, at Insurance with Aline.
There you go. What else can we say to promote this lady? This lady is great. Actually, she's one of our newest agents, and she's pretty much doing a great job helping our seniors, servicing our seniors, and more important, like I said, at the end of the day, our mission is to help. Yeah. Our mission is to provide a service that, like it or not, it is going to be rewarded by somebody. Okay, I always say I'm not a religious person, but I think everything is overseen by some major entity. And at the end of the day, whenever we help somebody to overcome these struggles, overcome these situations, okay, it will be a pay-forward situation, and we're looking for that. Thank you so very much, Aline. Our time is running out. Again, your server, Jorge Briones, will be here again with another topic next week in your show, What in the Hell? I have pretty exciting news. I cannot wait to share with you guys about what's coming up in the new Medicare season for 2023. Thank you so very much. Looking forward to be with you guys again. Until next time.